Jellyfish from all over the world jostle gently in the water, waiting for the meeting to start.
Hi, my name is Barbara Murray. I was a primary school teacher for many years. In the year 2000, my teaching partner and I decided to write sound waves and a whole school phonemic approach to spelling. This took us 10 years and it's now used across Australia in many schools. I thought there was one last element that we could add to the Sound Waves program, and that was a series of stories to introduce the 43 sounds that we use when we speak Australian English. A phonemic approach involves phonemic awareness of the 43 sounds, and this is the basis for the Sound Waves program, which is written according to the requirements of the Australian National Curriculum. Nowhere in the marketplace is there a storybook for each of the 43 sounds. You can get peach sheep for the E sound and shark in the park for the R sound, but there are only about half of the 43 sounds available with picture storybooks. So I wanted to have 43 stories for the children to have held up in front of them by the teacher or by a parent to introduce these sounds in a colourful and interesting way. As a result, I've produced 4 books of sound stories with what I think are attention-grabbing, engaging stories. They're narratives, they have a plot, they have an element of excitement and a resolution to the climax of the story. And each story focuses on one of the 43 sounds. This is the first book, called The Bolton Boys' Balloon Adventure and Other Stories. The second book is Robbie Robot to the Rescue and has the second 12 consonant sounds. And the third book is Anna Ant's Antics and has 10 stories introducing vowel sounds. And the final book is Bertie Bird and the Earthworm, and that introduces the final 9 vowel sounds to make up the 43 sounds that we use when we speak Australian English. In the books, you'll have a page explaining what phonemic awareness and synthetic phonics are, and another page with ideas for how to get the best out of these stories. So for the teacher with the class or the parent reading to a child, how to talk to the children when you look at each story. They are 12 separate stories. This is not a book where you start at the beginning and read the whole book before your child goes to bed. You read a story at a time, and you talk a lot about what you can see in the beautiful illustrations before you even get to read the story and read the text and talk about the focus sound. There are also, on the next 2 pages, a list of the words that are examples of the focus sound for each story, just to help you. And then we have our first story, The Bolton Boys' Balloon Adventure. The Bolton boys are taken by Ben and Barney up in their hot air balloon, and they go up into the air, bouncing along in the beautiful breeze and out over the ocean. And then a bird crashes in, beak first, into the balloon and makes a hole. Barney quickly jumps up with the Band-Aid and slaps it over the big hole, but it's not enough. Fortunately, the air escaped from the balloon slowly and they were able to drift down gently, and even more fortunately, they were in a boat. And so they were able then to row the boat back to the beach. And that is the B story. Here we have Carla Koala's Crazy Kite Ride for the K sound. The Ducks Diving Lessons introduces the D sound. Fish, Feet and Fierce Freddy introduce the F sound. Giggling Girls introduce the G sound at Goldie's garden birthday party. In the house painting story, the children are playing in front of the houses when a storm crashes in and washes the paint off their houses. And so they have a great time repainting the houses with bright colours. Jolly Jellyfish in Danger is all about a jellyfish convention which was interrupted by Jurassic Jerry. But fortunately, the lookouts saved the day. Lexi and Lulu are licking lollipops for the "ul" sound until a greedy lizard comes along and takes Lexi's lollipop. Fortunately, Dad comes along with a spare for her. For the sound, the family goes to Moon World to experience what it would be like to visit the moon. Nanny in a Net introduces the sound. Nanny and Nick are in the jungle. Lily's Ring introduces the sound, and so the ring goes down the sink and they have to call Dong, the plumber, to get it out. The final story for this book is Pinky, the pocket-sized piglet. And once the 4 books are together, they will form a set, and they will be there available for parents and teachers to introduce the 43 sounds which are the basis of a phonemic approach to literacy, which at the moment is considered worldwide the most effective way to teach reading and writing.